What's up, everybody? Sexy Saturday night. DJ Monster, your man on fucking Rift, gonna tell you everything that's going on. So I'm on my second round of fucking guild leader guild interviews with the elite, the best of the best guilds that are coming into Rift. And I'm sitting here with, because this guild doesn't have a guild leader, it has a guild council. And it works for some. This guild, it works for. This is Exophagy. And this is an Exophagy 1.0 that I battled with all day, every day in Age of Conan Samaria. This is Exophagy 2.0, new and fucking improved. I got two of the council members here. I got Rycon and Wren. What's up, guys? And gal.
What's going on?
Going great.
Thanks for joining me. Sitting here Saturday night troll radio. So Exophagy, so those who don't know, who didn't play Age of Conan, let me tell you about Exophagy. Exophagy 1.0 may have been undisputably, it was either number 1 or 2 best PvE guild. I mean, shard first, server first, raids, the whole fucking 9 for the PvE spectrum on Samaria, which was a PvP server. So now they're moving, Rycon's moving the whole fucking crew, all the original, the solid members of Exophagy over into Rift, expecting the same thing. Why don't, Rycon, tell us what you're going to be doing, how you're going to get it done.
Yeah, so basically, I'm bringing over Exophagy from Conan because we're fairly well known. I mean, in the community, we're known on some Mishima videos. So people know who we are. So I'm keeping the name. So this time around, though, what I'm really focusing on is getting just some strong leadership on the council and in our raid crew. Instead of focusing, me focusing on raid strats and getting raids together, and also focusing on the daily duties of one of the council members. This time around, I'm going to take things a little bit different approach to it, and I kind of learned from Exophagy 1.0 on Samaria what works and doesn't work. This time around, the council is going to be council. Raid leads are going to be raid leads. If I need to fill a spot for a raid leader, I'll recruit for it, and I'll recruit heavy. I don't want anybody that comes in and is like, yeah, I led raids in this, and we were doing this. I want raid leaders that were server first, raid leaders from other games involved in this, which we have done so far. So some of the old members, the original members, will probably be coming over here, but some of the leadership positions are actually going to be new people that we've never played games before. Like, I could say this right now, Exophagy 2.0 is a bunch of members, small community right now, will get big, but small community that nobody knows each other, and we're all learning about each other now by just shooting the shit on Ventrilo or whatever it is, and then the current raid leads that we have, just interviewing them, finding out about them, and I didn't tell them this, but I researched after what they told me to see if it was true or not, but it turns out the truth. So Gomba, one of our raid leads, server first on World of Warcraft on his server. Demonic from EQ2, server first on his server with raids, and Demonic is our guy. He's the raid leader that's just like, what? This is how you do it. This is it. He's firm. Where Gomba is the analytical guy. So this guy, seriously, Wren can tell you more about this, but this guy is so analytical. He will go down to the smallest fraction percentage of a healer's ability. He's very detailed to a point to where he's already created dungeon strats on our forums. He's got everything laid out by to the T, even with diagrams. But he's just analytical. Wren's been talking to him a lot, so she knows a little bit more about our new raid lead. But these guys are solid. Our new team's going to be better than the team we had in Conan.
Not, bro, 100%. I don't expect Exophagy to come in with anything less. I mean, you guys were badass PvE raiders in fucking Conan, and I think when you're saying we're improving from Exophagy 1.0 to Exophagy 2.0. What you're really saying is, Monster, I'm pulling the stress off my shoulders because I was the man on Samaria for Exophagy. I I said jump, they jumped, I did everything, and as soon as I had to take a break, I know some shit came up in your real life. You had to take a break from the game for a little bit. You come back less than 3 weeks later, and the fucking guild exploded. I mean, and that just shows the power of one person in the guild. And now you're coming with Esophagy 2.0, where that's not gonna happen again, is it?
No, it won't happen, and the reason why it won't happen is because I feel strong about the current council members that I have right now. Um, I had an Exophagy 1.0 in Samaria. I had one really strong council member, so basically when I did take that vacation, it was on his shoulders, and the other council members weren't really doing what they needed to be. And I know that's not going to happen this time. Everybody needs a break, and that's one reason, why there's five. For one, it's decision making. So if the guild, a lot of people coming up, hey, we don't like this, then we'll throw it out there. The council members will take a look at it, and they'll all vote. There's an odd number, so either way, it's going to be a yay or a nay. And we all we all need vacation. So this new council team that I'm trying to put in place, that we are putting in place, is I'll have more faith in that. So if I did need to take a vacation, which I will, I know Wren and the other council members will be able to run the show without me being there, and vice versa. If Wren needs to go on vacation, then I've got it. We've got it. The other council members, it's not going to be an issue. So this, it's not going to fall apart this time around. I can guarantee 100%, put money on it. It won't. It will not fall apart.
No, and look, all I know is somebody who was actually on the server who was involved in a lot of PvP. It was definitely, you had maybe the council, it was just filled with too many PvE people trying to step into a PvP server, and it was the PvP itself that ended up, doing what happened to Esophagy. I mean, you've heard it. It's been out there on the internet and everything. You had Kagan, one of your ex-members, turns around and says it had nothing to do with you taking a vacation. It had nothing to do with most of Esophagy's members being really good at PvE but really bad at PvP. The reason why Esophagy failed was because the Acolytes planted spies in your guild with the sole intention of destroying it. I mean, as the leader of it, what do you say to fucking something like that? Do you agree with it? Disagree? What's going on?
Well, first of all, if I was still there, that bullshit wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have came out because it wouldn't have fall apart. So to me, I think it's just an excuse, and that definitely didn't happen. I think honestly that when all the old council left and we parted our ways, that the new council that took over the guild is the ones that actually let it fall apart, because they I wouldn't say all of them, but I know three for a fact. Graphic, I can say for one, because I kind of know her a little bit. They shouldn't have been in the roles that they were in. They are not council. They are not leaders. They cared more about themselves in a lot of aspects than other people in the guild. That, to me, that's not a leader. Of course, you have to, have some fun with the game, but it's that, honestly, I think is what happened. So they just weren't leading. People were getting pissed at that. They were doing what they can with continuing raids, but in all honesty, it just wasn't there. Like, the leadership wasn't there, and if you don't have any leadership in a guild, that's how they fall apart. People don't want to, join a guild just to have a name. They want to join it to have fun and to get stuff accomplished. So honestly, that's what I think really happened. Somebody coming in to spy and breaking up, that's just stupid. Honestly, that's just ridiculous. I don't know why anybody would say something like that, other than a poor excuse.
Listen, bro, you can cut the cake how many times you want. It still comes out to the same pie. They were members of Esophagy after it fell apart. Everyone was blaming everyone else. No one wanted to take the blame for themselves, and I agree with you. I played with Graphic. I played whatever other characters, Deepmar, her brother, her sister, whoever else it was. You're right. They were garbage. They were just all about themselves.
Cousin Uncle Pig.
Yeah, no, whoever the other person should run in there with, you get the idea. It was all about themselves. You know what the worst part was? Even with their fucking tier 3 gear, they still sucked the PvP. But moving forward, or after that, let's talk about Machinima. There's a lot of guilds here coming to Rift that claim they're elite, they're great, they're fucking God's given gift, right? I mean, you're looking at Come At Me Bro. Who the fuck names their guild Come At Me Bro? What are you, 12 years old? Seriously, man. Blood Pact. Oh my, Blood Pact turned around. I asked them to do an interview. You know, they said some stupid shit. It was like, who the fuck are you guys? Like, oh, we're God's given gift. Like, they think they're super hardcore elite. You know, we'll see when Rift breaks down how fucking hardcore they are. But as Exophagy, you guys got legitimate shit, legitimate props out there in the gaming world. There was actually a machinima fucking video made on your fucking guild, man. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it's still out there. I don't think the series was completed, and that's probably more Failcom's fault than anyone else's. The game was good, people would still be fucking watching it. Tell us about that, bro.
Yeah. So going on that, it is true. You know, don't want to really brag about myself, but I do. And if you're mentioned in a video, if somebody wants to do, a live interview, or it doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, they're doing it for a reason, because you're recognized in something. So yeah, the whole exophagy thing, it still cracks me up, and it doesn't bother me. Like, a lot of people will be like, oh, they called you guys exophagy. I'm like, so? I mean, to me, that's hilarious. It means somebody recognizes you, somebody knows that you're there. So the whole series on role playing, it's based on true Samaria Age of Conan things, because it's an RP PvP server. They had the Acolytes. The Acolytes were a Zerg guild, and they based the Acolytes, as Zergers on the show. They make fun of us for being on a PvP server when we hit strictly PvE. It's a claim to fame type thing. So I thought it was awesome. And, Vaca, the guy that stars in it and created it, he's just an awesome guy. And I just, it's sad to see him not get the other videos out, because they're very popular, not just with the Conan community, but with a lot of the MMO community that's out there. It wasn't just with Conan. I mean, a lot of you guys that are listening now know what we're talking about. So if you don't, I'd suggest checking it out, because it's a pretty awesome show.
No, I agree with you 100%. The shits are hilarious, and it just shows Exophagy. It showed the entire Sumerian RP PvP community. Now going to the RP PvP community. Are you bringing Exophagy over to the RP PvP server, bro? That's all my listeners want to know.
This time around, probably not. And there's multiple factors that came in that, of how, what I was looking to do, and a lot of that was based off of failed attempts, what we were good at in Conan, what we weren't good at in Conan, and just due to the fact that trying to appease the different crowds, it's very, very difficult to do something like that. Running a guild that's on an RP PvP server is a difficult task, because you've got your RP fans, and trying to attract an RP group that's purely RP. You did a great job on that, because you guys were doing, you had the RP crowd and you had the PvP crowd, and you guys would go in and do some raids. So you guys were really good at what you did, and you guys stuck to it. Where on my end, trying to do something like that wasn't as hard, because I was trying to appeal to the RP crowd. We had a bunch of RP events, we had some RPs in our guild, but when you get the other guild members that are talking crap, which it happens, that's what the whole role-playing videos are about, making fun of RP people making fun of PvE. It's just the crowds, it's very hard to work on. So basically I was like, what are we going to do this time around? What is it that I want to focus on? What are our goals? And kind of laid it out. Do I want to be on a PvP server? Do I want to be on an RP server? And I kind of, stuck with, this time around I'm going to go PvE with the option to PvP, because I like to PvP when I want to. The greatest thing that I think, and what made me fell in love with Conan and the Samaria server is having that PvP aspect and having guild warfare constantly. To me, was fun. But I think a lot of times whenever we have raids scheduled at 9 o'clock and you've got multiple guilds that are blocking your way into the raid zone and causing some mayhem, kind of, it was fun. I loved it. But when you do that for an hour and it just wastes your raid time that you got set in stone for the rest of the guild, and guild members are complaining to you about what's going on, it's kind of difficult to do. So this time around, it's probably going to be strictly on a PvE server this time, just for those reasons.
But Rycon, I can respect that to a certain degree and everything. I mean, this game is not open world PvP like Age of Conan was, because that was just brutal. Open world from level 1 to level 80. You can be ganked at any time doing anything. This game, they're being a lot more protective. It's sort of this realm versus realm shit. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of it. It's a little toned down PvP. Why not consider coming over to the RP PvP server? You're going to have a great community. I know Acolyte's going to be there, my guild's going to be there, Sentinel's going to be there, Guardian's going to be there, Legion's going to be there. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of the Sumerian community over there. And the only thing, fuck Funcom, fuck their game mechanics, fuck everything else, I think a lot of what held Samaria together was that game community. You're not interested in redoing that on another game, different concept?
No, I actually I did throw that up in the air. Beta 4, I logged in, everything was good. Really didn't check the forums. I just wanted to test it out because I've just heard rumors about it. Then I was like, all right, yeah, that's not bad. So Beta 5 came around, and I was like, dude, this is actually a pretty freaking cool game. It's something that I've been looking for ever since I left Age of Conan, which is a year and a half ago. And I started to do, at that time that's when I kind of came to the decision, I'm going to bring Exophagy over here. I'm going to get into this one. I'm going to repeat the same thing that we did in Conan and just, have a lot of fun with it. And then I started doing some forum research, and then I saw Acolytes there. I saw you guys. As soon as I saw you guys, I was like, Monuet, you bastard. What's up? And I saw the other guys, and I was just like, I honestly, there's no shit here. I sat here for, 30 minutes at that time. Once I found everybody, I was just like, man, what should I do? I mean, I have, let's see, some members that are coming over here that are, not really interested in PvP. Me personally, I like it. I mean, it's an option, but I can say right now that most of our members are more interested in just doing, the in-game content than more of a PvP, I would say PvP on the side. Even though I'm still looking for PvP strategists, because we will be doing some PvP. Not saying that it's going to be free for all, but we will, as a guild, we will be doing some PvP. We'll basically take the whole guild out one night and roll over to the Guardians and hit up Sanctuary and just start picking people off. I mean, once you kill the guards and stuff like that, you're flagged. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that are like, oh, look at these guys. And, hopefully we get a good PvP strategist on board and we can make some stuff happen with that as well. But it might be hard to find because on a PvE server, there's really not many PvP experts out there.
Look, I'm just putting the one last call out there, and then I'm going to let the topic die. Speak to your council members, speak to who you have to go to. Just really reconsider, because I think we have the opportunity to really make another great community, just like we did on Samaria. Even if it's round.
I agree.
That being said, bro, before we wrap this up, anything else? I know you actually said you were looking for another council member. If you're somebody out there, even if you're in a guild and you're just not getting the respect you feel you do, or you got a lot of good ideas, reach out to Rycon. He's looking for a PvP council member. Why don't you tell us a little about that, Ry?
Yeah, so, a little bit about the guild structure. So the guild structure kind of works like this. You got 5 council members. Basically, those are your guild leaders. Any decisions that are made, it's not done by one person. It's actually come up with the council. It's done with a vote system. And like I said earlier, you got 5 council members, and it's always either going to be yes or no. It's never going to be in between, and it's always done in the best interest of the guild. You got your two raid leaders.
Hey, Rycon, stop, stop. I hope you can hear me, bro. You're fucking crashing. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Back in fucking action. If you guys were sitting here in the fucking whole entire goddamn troll radio studio, you won't even believe what happened. We're sitting there, middle of doing our fucking thing, and all we see is acolytes popping up all over the fucking place. I think I even seen fucking Jesus fucking a cow in the fucking ass. Shit was fucking crazy. Yeah, blame the acolyte. I know, Rycon, you don't want to blame the acolytes for Exophagy 1.0 falling apart, but here they are. They're fucking even interrupting Exophagy 2.0 interview. So, you know what? Before we wrap this all up, I just want to really focus on what a council is as compared to having a guild leader. And Rycon, Wren, one of you guys, tell us what's the difference. Tell us about the council.
Well, we basically have the council, which is the 5 officers that make all of the guidelines for the guild. Obviously, it's 5, so there's not going to be a tie vote. It's a yes, it's a no decision. Members can petition. We decide. It's laid out. But that way, it's shared work. You can't have, one person deciding everything. And more importantly, you don't have one person leaving and everything falling apart because they're no longer there. And in addition to the council, then we have the second layer, which is, for example, our PvP strategist, our raid leaders, people who also share the work and ensure that, once again, if a council member has to leave, if there's someone there who's not an expert in any particular area, that's where we have the second layer. So it's really about shared effort. It's about making sure everyone's contributing. It's not all relying on one person, and if they're gone, that whole area just falls apart in flames.
Fair. No. I mean, on paper, obviously, definitely on paper, council looks like the best way to lead a multiplayer, multi-gaming community organization. On paper, it sounds fucking great. My own experiences, councils don't work. I'm hoping Exophagy 2.0 changes it around, switches it up. That being said, before we wrap this interview up, anything you guys want to say? Anything you want to put out there? Any songs you want to dedicate?
No, I just wanted to say, it's nice to see the AOC community over here. I think it's pretty awesome. Fuck Falcom, and I just think it's awesome. I mean, just talking with you again, dude, after a year and a half, and just sharing some memories has just been a blast. I don't know, it's just really freaking awesome to do something like this and be chatting with you again.
Yeah, I'd just like for everyone, to come check us out, check out our website. Special call out from me, obviously, to all of the serious female raiders out there. We'd love to have you, and I think you'll really have a blast with us.
Fucking sexing it up, loving the females. Rycon loves the females. Hey, Wren, are you going to tell us your age, sex, and location, or what's up? You going to get us some booby pictures?
Oh, hon, I think they're way too old for you.
Oh, I think you'd be surprised. I have, like, this MILF fantasy. You would never know, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're old enough that they polish your shoes when you walk. It's probably a bit much.
I'm already getting it chubby. I'm going to wrap this up here. I know Wren said off when we weren't recording that she'd love to hear some Johnny Cash. I'm going to get some Johnny Cash out there, the Exophagy 2.0. Keeping it real. Rycon, Wren, one day coming in the future after Rift is out, I'd love to have you guys out here, the whole council, bragging, telling us all about your fucking awesome shard first, server first, doing everything you gotta do. Coming up next, everyone, some Johnny Cash, Exophagy, Council, Rycon, Wren. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thank you much.